Welcome back, unicorns. Thanks for stopping by. I hope you've had a wonderful month or year of January, it feels like. Anyway, I thought it might be fun if we learned how to play Mary Had a Little Lamb today. Make sure that the fingernails of your left hand are trimmed. Make sure that your instrument is tuned. G, C, E, A. And let's get started. When we play the ukulele, we need to make sure that our posture is good. So that's going to mean that we have to sit up nice and tall. You can do that on the floor. You could also do it in a chair. Make sure you're comfortable, but make sure that you're not slouching over the instrument. Make sure you have a good firm grip of it. My younger unicorns have learned the correct posture by 4 easy steps. So step number 1 is to lift the instrument off of their left leg. So I have them in rest position with the instrument on their left leg, in their left hand, and then we start in position 1. Position 2, we bring it against our body, making sure that it's exactly where it needs to be. If the instrument's larger, then it's going to cover more of your torso. If it's smaller, then maybe it's just going to be on your belly. I'm using a Lanikai concert instrument, which means that it's going to be a little bit bigger, so it's going to cover more of my torso. I have to make sure that the head stock is close to my head so that it's not tipping down. You're going to see musicians, especially established musicians, they're going to have their own style. They're going to be holding the instrument in a lot of different ways. If you are starting out, don't copy their style, not until you're established, not until you're comfortable, you know what you're doing. It's really important for you to have a really good posture to begin with. The more confident you get, the more you can find your home position and the better you'll sound. Make sure that the instrument is against your chest. Make sure that your right arm kind of drapes over the top of the instrument and holds it in. Think of it like a seatbelt, holding you in when you're in the car. And this is going to be holding the instrument in place, allowing your left hand to move into different positions the way it needs to do. For my unicorns at school, I like to put stickers on the back of the neck of the instrument. This allows them to know exactly where their thumb should start. That doesn't mean that the thumb needs to stay there the entire time. This just is a good starting place. A lot of times, again, you're watching established musicians and you're seeing their thumb kind of peek over. They already know what they're doing. If you're brand new to this, you don't. So, as uncomfortable as it might originally feel, put your thumb back there. If you don't have a sticker or your teacher hasn't put stickers on your instrument, or maybe you're playing from home and you don't have a sticker, then think of it this way. You're putting your thumb directly behind the 2nd fret. So here's fret number 1, here's fret number 2, and that's where I've placed my sticker so that my thumb is directly across from my 2nd fret. So let's go over those positions again. Position 1, 2, 3. Position 4 is where you're going to put your thumb on that sticker, and kind of like 4.5 is where we're going to bring our left wrist up just slightly so that the neck, where the neck and the headstock meet, that's where our first finger is going to hold the instrument up top here stable. Then we're going to get started. String number 4 is the string that's actually closest to your face. That's the G string. String number 3 is C. String number 2 is E. And the very, very bottom string closest to your legs is actually string number 1, which is A. Today, in order to play Mary Had a Little Lamb, we're going to be using the 2 center strings. We're going to be using string number 3, which is the C string, and then we're also going to be using string number 2, which is the E string. If you're a unicorn at my school, then you have access to your Google Drive, and you have access to the level 1 bundle that has Mary Had a Little Lamb in there. You will find that it's written in 2 different ways. It's written in standard notation using absolute pitch, so we've got quarter notes and half notes, and we're looking at the 5 lines and 4 spaces of a music staff. Empty garbage before dad flips, and face rhymes with space. But you also see right underneath that, the music is written in tab. When music is written in tab, you have no idea what the rhythm actually is, unless of course you know how the song goes. So as you are looking at both lines of that music, you're seeing the quarter notes above, and then you're seeing numbers below. The numbers on tab refer to where to push down on a particular string in what particular fret. In Mary Had a Little Lamb, we're starting with a 0, which means open string. Now, don't just pick any random string to play as an open string. You have to look at where it's written in the tab. In this particular tab, it's written on string number 2. That happens to be the second line from the top. I realize it's confusing. Everything's flipped. But the second string from the top is string number 2. And it's the E string, and we're going to start on the E string as an open string. But we're not staying there. We're headed to the C string. The C string is the string immediately below it. So we're starting with 0, and then we're going down, which technically means that we're going up on the instrument itself. Just stay with me. And we're going to be putting our second finger down on the second fret. So we're going from the E string, string number 2. You're taking your thumb and you're moving it up a string to string number 3, and you're putting your second finger in the second fret, and you're making this note. You are then going to be moving on to an open C, which is still the same string, and then you're going back to the 2. So if we think of it this way, you're going open, 2, second fret, not second string, open on string 2, second fret of string 3, open string 3, second fret of string 3. So you're doing open, 2, open, 2. It will sound like this. Okay, let's try that together. Find your E string, find your C string, find your second fret on the C string. Let's play measure 1. Measure 1 will sound like this. Open, 2, open, 2. Let's try one more time. 1, 2, ready, play. Open, 2, open, 2. If you see in your music that you're headed back up, which is actually down of your instrument, we're headed back to string number 2. So headed back to string number 2 is the E string, and we're going back to E open, which means this is what we're doing. Open, 2, open, 2, open, open, open. It's starting to sound like Mary Had a Little Lamb. Take a minute to figure that out on your own, and we're going to come back together and do it again. Let's play together. 1, 2, from the beginning, play. Open, 2, open, 2, open, open, open. In the next measure of music, we are looking at 2, 2, 2. But you will see it's not on the exact string that we were just playing, which means we have to move our thumb to a different string. So far we've done open, 2, open, 2, open, open, open. Now we're doing 2, 2, 2. So you're headed back to the C string. Let's start on the E open. Open, open, open. Now go to the C string for 2. Second fret 3 times. 2, 2, 2. So let's start in the measure that has the 3 open on E. Open, open, open. Now go to the 2 on the C string. 2, 2, 2. Let's play up to that point from the beginning, starting on your E open. 1, 2, ready, play. Open, 2, open, 2, open, open, open. Down to 2, 2, 2, 2. Great Great job, everybody. If that is not coming out very well, if you are noticing that this is happening, that's a muted string. I know you're probably pressing hard, or at least you think you are, but you could actually be pressing harder, because when you press harder, it gives the string a little bit more wiggle room. When you're just putting your finger on top of it, it's not really allowed to vibrate and make its wonderful sound. So you're going to have to push harder to give it that space, okay? All right, let's try the next two measures. The next two measures are going to be a little tough because guess what? There's a new number. And the new number does not happen in where we think it's going to be happening. The next number that we're going to see is a 3. If you've already guessed it's the 3rd fret, you're correct. The 3rd fret, 1, 2, 3 on the E string is right here. A lot of times our fingers aren't strong enough, especially in the beginning of learning to play a string instrument. One thing that can help you strengthen your finger is by, hi, and then what? And then what? Yeah, I know. Anything else? I know. I know. Well, there you go. Yay. Sometimes our fingers are not strong enough, so to lend some extra support, it is okay for you to put finger 1, finger 2, and your 3rd finger down in order to get that sound to come out really, really well on the E string. The measure that we need that 3rd finger for goes like this. Open, 3, 3. Let's play from the very beginning. 1, 2, ready, play. Open, 2, open, 2, open, open, open. 2, 2, 2, open, 3, 3. Practice that on your own and we're going to bring it back together again. In the next measure, you are starting the song all over again. So we're playing open, 2, open, 2, open, open, open. You already know that. We're going to add it to the very beginning of the song this time. Now we're playing from the very beginning. 1, 2, ready, play. Open, 2, open, 2, open, open, open. 2, 2, 2, open, 3, 3. Back to the beginning. Open, 2, open, 2, open, open, open. Unicorns, we're almost done. We're in the last two measures of the song. We're starting on the C string in the 2nd fret for 2. We're going to play this 2 times. We're going to move our thumb down to string number 2 for E, for open, and then we're going to go back to the 2nd fret, and then you're going to play the C string, not on the 2nd fret anymore, but open. And that is your last note. Let's play those last 2 measures together, starting on the number 2 fret of the C string. 1, 2, ready, play. 2, 2, open, 2, open. Let's try that again. 1, 2, ready, play. Let's play from the very beginning, unicorns. Take your time. 1, 2, ready, play. Thank you so much for joining me today, unicorns. I hope you were successful playing Mary Had a Little Lamb. Don't worry if you weren't. Learning to play a new instrument can be tricky and a little frustrating at the beginning. Just be patient with yourself. It will come more naturally to you the more that you play. Special shout out to Jackson, Colin, Evan, Leah, and Trey, my real life unicorns. Thanks everybody, and I'll see you next time. Bye! What? What?